Don't introduce me like that. I laughed Dot like an idiot because I honestly thought he was joking Dot. We were standing in the middle of my cousin Tasha's engagement party. String lights everywhere, champagne popping. That stupid Love Is. In the air playlist looping for the fifth time. My whole family packed into the backyard, smiling, tipsy, and loud, and I had just said it proudly. This is my future husband. A smile still glued to his face for the crowd. It makes me look like I'm settling. The word didn't register at first. Settling. I blinked. What? He kept smiling, still shaking my uncle's hand, still playing the charming role. You don't have to announce it like that, he muttered under his breath. It sounds desperate. My mom already bought her dress, and he's worried about how it makes him look. I forced a laugh. You're kidding, right? He straightened up and finally looked at me, not playful. Not teasing. Annoyed. Double quotes. Why do you do that? He said quietly. You always make everything a performance. A performance? I felt heat crawl up my neck. It's an engagement party. For them, not us. Oh my God, I can't wait for your wedding. Before I could respond, he smiled wide. We'll see, he said lightly. We'll see. I stared at him. We'll see. I repeated. He shrugged like it was nothing, just saying, no rush, no rush. I opened my mouth. He answered for me. We're just taking it one step at a time. Step at a time? My pulse started pounding in my ears. I grabbed his arm. Can we talk? Like now? Don't make a scene. A scene? You just told me marrying me looks like settling. His smile dropped for half a second. That's not what I said. You literally said that. I said the way you said it made it sound like unsettling. There's a difference. I stared at him. That's worse. He shook his head like I was slow. You twist everything. Twist everything. Like the party noise got farther away. You think marrying me is settling? I asked, voice barely steady. He looked around first. Made sure nobody was listening. Then he lowered his voice again. I just don't like being boxed in. You make it sound like my life's decided. Your life? I whispered. We decided it together. He smirked, not mean, not kind, just dismissive. Did we? That hit harder than the first comment. Because suddenly I wasn't standing next to my fiancé, was standing next to someone calculating his options. You picked the ring. I said, you begged me to. The word slapped. I never begged you. You heavily suggested it, constantly. I felt my throat tighten. We went ring shopping because you said you were ready. He shrugged again. I said I was thinking about it. That's not what you said. He tilted his head. You remember things how you want to, gaslighting. I didn't have the word in my head yet, but I felt it. That weird dizzy, feeling like maybe I was crazy. Maybe I imagined the late night talks. Maybe I imagined him crying when he proposed. Maybe I imagined everything. My dad walked by and clapped him on the back. Take care of my girl. He laughed. Always. I looked at him. You don't even mean that, I said quietly. His jaw tightened. You're being dramatic. Dramatic. The music got louder. The laughter around us got terrifying. He wasn't embarrassed to marry me. He was embarrassed to be. I wasn't sure who I was about to marry. He leaned closer again, voice colder now. Stop making that face. What face? The insecure one. My chest cracked a little. You just humiliated me. No, you're humiliating yourself. I took a step back because suddenly this wasn't just a comment. It was a crack. And cracks don't show up out of nowhere. They've been forming for a while. I just hadn't seen them, or maybe I didn't want to. He grabbed my wrist gently, but firm enough to control. Fix your attitude, he whispered. People are watching. I looked around. They were smiling, laughing, celebrating. Love dot and mine was quietly unraveling in front of everyone. I pulled my hand away. Yeah, I said softly. They are, and this time, I didn't smile. The second we got to the car, the smiles died. Door slammed dot silence dot party music faint in the distance. Inside war. What was that? What was that? Door slams died. Door slam dot silence dot party music faint in the distance. Inside war. What was that? He asked, staring straight ahead. What was what? The attitude. The performance. I turned toward him. I said the way you announced it made me look like I was settling. That's the same thing. It's not, he snapped. There it was. The mask slipped. You, by acting clingy. I said carefully, after you hinted for 2 years. We talked about it. You pressured me. My chest tightened. When? All the time? Every engagement? Party? Every comment from your mom? So wanting the future we planned is pressure now? You make everything about timelines, rings, dates, houses. It's suffocating. I moved closer to your job, I said. I changed my grad program because you said distance would be hard. You chose that because you asked. I said it would be difficult. You decided. There it was, that subtle shift, like history bending in real time. So now it's all me. I whispered, you love playing the victim? That one landed. You told me you couldn't wait to marry me, I said. You cried when you proposed. I was emotional, he said flatly. That doesn't mean I wasn't thinking. Thinking. What? Maybe I was locking myself into something safe? I asked. He didn't hesitate this time. You're safe, he said. Comfortable, predictable. Like that was an insult? I stared at him. I thought love was supposed to feel safe, not if it makes you smaller. Smaller, I swallowed. So I make you smaller? You don't challenge me. I support you. You agree with me. I compromise. You adapt. I was. Joking. You always are. You're too sensitive. Too sensitive when he flirts as a joke. Always too sensitive. I looked at him and suddenly the question felt terrifying. You even like me? He blinked. Of course I do. That's not what I asked. Silence. He looked away first and in that moment, he muttered. No, I said quietly. I think I'm finally thinking. His jaw tightened. Don't start. Start what? This dramatic spiral where you threaten to leave. I'm not threatening anything, I said. But you want me to chase you, right? That's what this is. My stomach dropped. I want you to respect me. He laughed. You're blowing up our relationship over one word? It wasn't one word, it was the truth leaking out. I looked at him in the dim light, and for the first time, I didn't see someone afraid of losing me. I saw someone confident I wouldn't leave. He started the car. So are you done? He asked. You can't see it. Tighten your blanket and hit the like button so YouTube understands you want the next chapter unlocked, and tell me in the comments. Which beautiful country are you watching from? And what's the exact time there right now? The car ride home was quiet, not peaceful, strategic. He turned the music up just loud enough to avoid talking. Like if the argument didn't continue, we're playing settling safe, comfortable, predictable. Like I was a couch he picked because it matched the walls, and suddenly, the past 4 years started rearranging themselves in my head, not as memories, as evidence, flash, the time he said. Not a person, flash, the night I got accepted into a competitive grad program out of state. I was crying happy tears. He said, that's amazing. But long distance ruins relationships. I declined it 2 weeks later. He never once said thank you, flash, the time he said, you're low maintenance. That's rare. I thought it was a compliment. Now it sounded like manageable, control was subtle with him, it wasn't loud. It wasn't violent, it was. We got home. He went straight to the kitchen. I opened a beer, like we had just argued about dishes. I stood in the doorway watching him. That's it. I asked. He didn't look at me. What now? That conversation doesn't bother you? It was a disagreement. You questioned marrying me. No, you interpreted it that way. There it was again, the rewrite. I walked into the bedroom. Without answering Dot, I needed space. I sat on the edge of the bed and opened my phone Dot, and that's when I saw it. A notification from earlier Dot's friend. Mark had tagged him in a group chat message Dot. It previewed across the screen. Bro, don't panic. Every guy feels like he's locking in too early at first. My stomach dropped. I opened it Dot. There were messages from before the party. Mark, you sure about this wedding, man? Him, IDK, it's just safe. She's solid, wife material. But sometimes I wonder what else is out there. What else is out there? 4 years, I scrolled. Mark, cold feet. Him, maybe. Or maybe I just settled down faster than I needed to. My hands started shaking. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This wasn't me being sensitive Dot. This was him saying out loud what he tried. To soften in the car, I walked back into the kitchen slowly. He was leaning against the counter, scrolling his. What? No, I said calmly. It's honesty. He rubbed his forehead. That's not how I feel. He stared at me. That's not fair. It's direct. He didn't answer, and suddenly I felt something. Unexpected, not heartbreak. Clarity. He didn't think he was lucky. He thought he made us smart. I had been trying to earn a position I already filled. I was auditioning for a role I was already cast in. Why did you propose? Nodded slowly. I turned down a program for you. That was your decision. You let. Then what did you mean? Silence. Heavy. He finally said, I just thought I'd feel more. Sure, and you don't. Looked at him, really looked. And for the first time, I wasn't scared of losing him. I was scared of staying, because loving someone who thinks they're settling, that slowly makes you shrink, and I could feel it. The shrinking, the dimming, the constant adjusting, and something inside. Understanding. He didn't see me as the love of his life. He saw me as the safest. That Dot, and suddenly, I wasn't sure I wanted to be anyone's safe bet anymore. He was still standing there. Final. I just thought I'd feel more sure. Meanings. Safe, comfortable, practical. I twisted it once, then slid it off. The door creaked open behind me. What are you doing? He asked. I turned, holding it in my palm. I don't want to marry someone who isn't sure. I am sure. No, I said calmly. You're comfortable. That hit him. You're blowing this up. I'm clarifying it. I walked past him into the living room. He followed this time. Good. Let him feel it. I placed the ring on the coffee table. I said, his eyes locked on the ring like it might disappear. You're making a mistake. Maybe, I replied, but I'd rather make it now. He stepped closer, lower voice, controlled. You're really willing to risk losing me? The first time, picked up my phone, opened the wedding email. Venue confirmation still sitting there. 3 months. Deposits. Exhaled sharply. Don't do something dramatic. I didn't answer because this wasn't dramatic. This was deliberate. Silence filled the room. No yelling. No. Tears. Just reality settling between us. He thought this was a pause, a temporary storm, that something fundamental had moved. And once that shift happens, you don't go back to who you were before it. I set the phone down. And for the first time in 4 years, I wasn't trying to keep him. I was trying to keep myself. If that hit a little too close to home. If you've ever felt like someone's safe option instead of their first choice, tell me, would you have walked away? Or would you have waited 3 months? Because this isn't just about a wedding. It's about knowing your worth before you say, I do, and trust me, what happens next?